Hey guys, so today is going to be a quick video on a few new products that I just actually had in my last collective haul with beauty products, and there are 3 products from CoverGirl, and you guys actually requested this quite a bit. I am going to be giving you my first impression on this and kind of update you throughout the day, and then also give you a demo right now and give you my review and overall first impression. And I'm going to do it's Judy time style. She does the best reviews on the products. I absolutely love the way that she does them. A few people have copied her down the line, and I'm going to be one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my makeup and show you guys the products. Okay, so the first product is the CoverGirl Clean Whipped Cream Foundation. This is in the color 310 Classic Ivory. The consistency looks like this. As you can see, I have yet to use it. I have seen a couple reviews, so I'm not sure what exact brush would work best for me, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use a stipple brush like this one. This is the Real Technique stipple brush. You can get this at Ulta, and I'm just going to dab that in and kind of place it over my face and see what we think. It has a slight fragrance to it. It smells almost, doesn't smell like foundation, it smells almost like floral. Okay, I'm not sure if you can tell the difference. I put just a thin layer on my right side of my face. The color is a pretty good match. If I get any darker, it is going to be a little too light for me, but that's okay. You can see the difference here. I don't know that I see a humongous difference. I do have some scarring from breakouts. I don't have any active breakouts right now. I do have redness around my nose, some dark shadows here like on the sides of my mouth. I don't really have dark circles or anything. I do have a little bit of discoloration on my eyelid, so I'm not sure. Can you guys see a humongous difference? Initially, I can say that the foundation feels very light. I don't feel like I'm wearing a super heavy foundation, but I also don't feel like it gives maximum coverage. It probably is buildable because it's a creamy base foundation, but I don't see that I have maximum coverage at this second with just one coat. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the second coat and see how I feel overall. I definitely feel like the color is a lot more pinky toned than it shows up in the container, which is super hard to figure out your color, I guess, if you aren't familiar with CoverGirl foundations. I mentioned in my haul video that I usually always pick up Classic Ivory, and it works across the board. You can kind of see a tiny bit of a difference between my like décolletage area and my neck and my face. My face looks significantly lighter, at least to me. In real life it does. It may not be translated on camera too well, but I do plan on putting some bronzer, so hopefully that kind of warms it up a bit. I definitely, if I could repurchase this, would go a step darker, because this doesn't match as well right now. I forgot to mention the price on this. I picked it up from Ulta, so I think it was like $8.99 at Ulta, but I have seen it in Walmart and H-E-B for like $6.99, and sometimes CoverGirl has coupons, so it actually is a fairly inexpensive foundation. However, you get less than what a normal size foundation would come in. This comes in a 0.6 fluid ounce, and they consider it a liquid even though it's like a moussey type consistency. So it is a little bit less, but it is on the lower end price-wise as far as foundations go. Oh, and they also did have a ton of colors to choose from. I would say if you are from the lighter to the medium category as far as skin tone color goes, you definitely have a wide variety of shades. They don't, however, go super dark for the more dark complected woman. I feel like that's not really fair. It may be because CoverGirl has the Queen Latifah line, which is strictly directed towards darker complected women. Maybe that's why, but this particular brand or this particular cream foundation does not come in darker colors. So if you are a darker complected woman, you would have a difficult time matching yourself to this because it doesn't go super dark. Alright, the next product I'm going to be reviewing is the CoverGirl Plus Olay Eye Rehab, and this is a CC Cream Color and Corrector Brightening Concealer, and I got the color 330 Light. I also mentioned in that drugstore or the collective haul that this had a wide variety of shades. Again, not catered towards the darker complected woman, but a lot of times you want to go lighter under the eyes to cancel out that darkness and just brighten up that area. But I still feel like if you were darker complected and you were like up towards an NC 42 and above, I don't feel like this product would necessarily cater to you. It has the swirl here. I believe this was like $10.99 at Ulta. Ulta is usually much more expensive than Walmart or other drugstores, so you could probably pick this up for like $8.99 in a regular drugstore. And as you can see here, I went with the light color because I felt like it was a little bit more yellow toned to kind of work as a concealer and an under eye brightener. But as you can see here, it is fairly dark, tad darker than I anticipated it to be. So I'm going to just use a Sigma Precise Taper P86. I love this for foundation. This has a very light creamy consistency on the back of my hand. Oh, and by the way, that was one pump, so you do have to be careful with how much you put out. I'm just going to tap this under the eye, and I can already tell off the bat this was a wrong color choice to go for under my eye. Although on the eye it does look a little bit more like a salmony color, so it possibly could work at canceling out that darkness there. That is one layer on the right side of my face. I actually do feel like it did a good job at concealing, and as like orangey toned as it looks on my hand, it didn't show up that bad on my eye. You can see here it kind of lifted my eye just a little bit compared to this one, and it did cancel out any darkness that I had, mainly on the outer part right here and then the inner part. Here I don't have too much darkness or under eye circles. I'm just mainly trying to cover up that mascara from yesterday. So I wouldn't consider this the most brightening concealer ever. It's supposed to be hydrating. I do feel like it is very moisturizing. It definitely feels like it has some sort of serum in it, which I'm not really used to. I'm used to a creamy concealer, but more of a dry formula. So we'll see how this actually ends up setting under the eye. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye and then see what it looks like there, but here is the comparison. Alright, that's both eyes done. I can definitely again see how it kind of changed my eye color. I'll put like a before and after here so you can kind of see the overall product of what my skin looked like before foundation and what it looks like after foundation and after concealer. I definitely can already see a bit of shine here and here. It's not super bad. I feel like the foundation, now that it has had a chance to set, does feel super natural and very light on the skin. It doesn't look like so far it's darkened any, but I am going to set it with a powder because I have extremely oily skin and I don't know how this will hold up throughout the day if I don't set it with a powder. Same thing with the under eye concealer on this eye. It is so creamy. I can kind of already see it is still very sticky. I'm not sure if you guys can see like my skin kind of sticking to my finger when I pull up. I definitely think it needs some sort of powder because if you don't, you will get creasing in those fine lines quite quickly, I feel. So for powder, I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is just a translucent powder. I love this. It is just hitting its last leg. I'm ready to hit pan on this thing. Love this for soaking up oily skin. It doesn't alter the skin color in any way, so I'm going to be using that. And then for under eye setting powder, I'm going to use Benefit's Powder Flash. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then the last product I'll be reviewing is this mascara, and I will show you guys it when I come to the mascara part of my eyes. Okay, so now that the rest of the makeup is done, I put kind of heavy eye makeup. You really don't even need mascara, but I'm going to go ahead and use the CoverGirl Flamed Out Max Volume Mascara. I got the color Very Black. I haven't opened it, as you can see, so I'm going to go ahead and open it right now. They had the normal colors like Very Black, I don't know, Near Black, Brown Black, brown, just, you know, basic colors like that. I believe it was like $7.99. Again, I got it from Ulta, so you can probably find it at Walmart a little bit cheaper. The packaging is super cute. I love the fact that it's a shorter, fatter mascara, not a long, skinny one, because it fits in my clear cube a lot better. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy and see what the brush looks like. So it's kind of a, I don't know how well you guys can see it, kind of like a hourglass type figure. It has like 2 puffy balls on the end, and it kind of pinches down in the middle. Hopefully you guys can see that. The packaging shows what the brush is supposed to look like, so that's kind of a good indicator. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Chanel eyelash curler to curl my lashes and then apply 2 coats of this mascara, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Right off the bat, I can kind of tell it's not a super wet formula. Probably if it were on a plastic bristle, it would feel a little bit more wet, but because it's on an actual brush, it doesn't feel like it's gliding in my lashes as well. First coat, I can honestly say I'm not too impressed. You can see from eye to eye here. It does uplift my eye definitely and gives me a tiny bit of volume, but not a lot of length whatsoever. I don't even know that you can see my lashes in front of my eyeshadow. I can definitely see them in person, but I feel like for filming purposes and definitely like a night out and stuff like that, this wouldn't be the most dramatic mascara that I've ever used. So I'm going to go ahead and do another coat in my bottom lashes and see how that turns out. There is the final verdict. First impression, feel like the mascara is, like I said, really dry, but it's wet enough to where it smudges. I actually got a smudge right here on my inner part of my lashes on my right eye, and I got a smudge under here, so I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry to kind of clean that up. I hate when that happens because I feel like it ruins your makeup. I am not impressed with the lengthening of this mascara. I have the Maybelline Rocket and the Falsies and my L'Oreal Voluminous that actually, you know, make my lashes, when I go like this, almost touch my eyebrows. So the lengthening on this is not impressive whatsoever. However, I do feel like the volumizing effect of it is very nice. At the base of my lashes, I did put a black liner in my tight line, but at the base of my lashes, I feel like even if I hadn't tight lined with the black liner, you wouldn't be able to see any skips between my lashes, and that gives your lashes a definite more full effect than you know, just a regular lengthening mascara. So we'll have to see how this holds up. So far, my curl is okay. We'll see if it's a heavy enough mascara for it to drop my curl throughout the day, because I know a few other people that I saw reviews on had the issue with that. And we'll see if there's any smudging throughout the day, considering how easily smudged it was under the eyelashes there. So it is currently 3:04 p.m., which I know is kind of later on in the day to do a first impression, but my idea of a good foundation and concealer and mascara will show the most wear and tear within the first 5 to 8 hours. So we'll see how that goes. I will check back in the next few hours to see how it is holding up, and I will see you guys then. Okay, I'm back for an update. I actually have not gone anywhere. I've just been doing like some cleaning and organizing around the house. You guys saw in my June favorites that I've been obsessed with organizing lately. I just think it's nesting already. So I've just been cleaning up a bunch of stuff. So I have kind of been not like sweaty, but definitely working it a bit. I haven't been outside in the hot sun yet though, but it is currently 6:08 p.m. so it's been roughly about 3 hours, and I actually feel like the foundation looks pretty decent. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can kind of see. So I definitely feel like my blush is still on. I haven't touched up at all. Normally by this time I would have blotted. I didn't blot, although I feel like I need to. I haven't blotted yet because I wanted to show you guys kind of what it looked like. I still have a ton of blush on. Absolutely no issues there. I feel like my under eyes still look good. They don't look like they're creasing in the fine lines or anything like that. I do feel like I am shiny all over. I feel like if I touch my skin. I don't know if you guys can see the shininess there. I have oily skin, so maybe that has something to do with it. As far as everything else, though, I feel like the foundation has actually held up pretty well. It didn't oxidize or anything. It doesn't look a different color. The mascara still, my lashes still look like they are just as full and curled as they were when I first applied the mascara. I don't have any smudging underneath the eyes or anything like that. Again, it's only been 3 hours, but I feel like everything's holding up quite nicely. I'm actually going to go for a walk here in a little while, and then when I check back in at the end of the night, I'm going to see how well it is held up, because that is a true test in the Texas heat, whether the foundation's going to melt off, my mascara is going to smudge, and stuff like that. So I will definitely come back and check in with you guys and let y'all know. Alright, I am back for my final update. This is actually a very long process throughout today. I really wanted to take off my makeup because it was starting to get uncomfortable. It is currently 11:34 p.m. And I have had on this makeup for about 8.5 hours. I really wanted to give you guys a true idea of what it was going to be like on a typical work day, because I did put it on so late in the afternoon at 3 p.m. You know, I wasn't sure how it was going to hold up. So after my last update, I had told you guys I was really shiny, and as you can see here, I am pretty shiny still. I did go for a walk. I did have to blot in between there, and I saved the blotting sheets, which may be gross to you guys, but I had to use 3 of them. So this was the first blotting sheet. You could see how much oil was absorbed into it. This was the second one. Again, still a ton of oil. And then finally, the third one, not nearly any oil. That was about 6 p.m., a little after 6 p.m. So I had only been wearing it for about 3 hours when I had already had to blot that much oil off my skin. And I really don't have any foundations that I have to blot with 3 blotting papers before all the oil will come off. So that, my first impression was that it kind of set into my skin nicely. It didn't look like significantly dewy, and I did use a setting powder, but overall I would say the CoverGirl Clean Whipped Cream Foundation is not necessarily meant for oily skin. I do feel like it still was nice. I've had it on 8.5 hours and it didn't oxidize. I don't feel like it's a different color. However, I can tell that my blush is not as vibrant as it was 5 hours ago in my first update. I am pretty oily. You can kind of see like my blemishes peeking out just a little bit. I mean, it still has a good amount of coverage. Like from afar, you couldn't even tell. And if I were to just throw some powder on top of it right now, it would be good to go for the rest of the night. I just, without having to touch it up and stuff, I feel like it just isn't the best for oily skin, as far as compared to like my Matte Velvet Plus from Makeup Forever, or my MAC Pro Longwear, or even the Revlon Color Stay whipped cream, which this has been compared to a bunch. So I would just say overall this is better for someone who has like combo skin or dry skin. I feel like this is super moisturizing, because when I touch my face, and granted I have had it on a long time, it is very shiny, but just with the blotting paper I could easily take that away and be perfectly fine. But look at just, it's too much oil. So I would give this, I'd say, a B-, because it is good for the price, like a decent, you don't have that much foundation in here, but it is a decent price point for the amount that you get. I do like the color variation of it. I did feel like it was super natural on the skin. I never felt like I was cakey or anything. Even when I blot, I still felt like I have a good amount of foundation on there, but I took away points because I feel like for oily skin it's not the best, and my blush is kind of, you know, slightly wearing off towards the end of the day. Next, for the concealer, or the brightening concealer, this I was initially very disappointed in because I did not like the color. I felt like it was super like yellowy orange salmon color, and it's supposed to be a brightener, so that could be why, but it also is supposed to be a concealer. So I was very apprehensive about putting it under my eyes because I didn't feel like it matched. However, once I put it under my eyes, I felt like it was very nice. I'm going to look a little closer in the mirror here so I can really see fine lines and stuff. I can see a little bit of concealer in the fine lines. I'm going to see if I can zoom in and show you guys. Maybe you can see here, there's like a tiny bit of concealer in my fine lines here. And you can see kind of on the outer edge here how you can see the redness peeking through from the concealer not staying all day in this area. So just a tiny bit, but I mean for 8.5 hours you really can't beat it because it held up quite nicely and I don't have any darkness or anything under my eyes. So I feel like it did what it was supposed to. I don't feel like it looks dry under my eyes either. In fact, if anything, you can kind of see right here where the foundation fell off just a little bit, but the concealer still looks like it's in place. So that's a good thing. I definitely, like I said, feel like it's very moisturizing. I don't feel like it has any dry patches at all. Just a little bit of creasing in those fine lines. And I definitely think if you don't set this with a powder, it will crease significantly. So overall, I say I give this an A. I took away just a tiny bit of points, not giving it an A+ or an A- because I feel like the color could have been a little bit better. Like seeing it here, it shouldn't have been so yellow. I may return this and try and get a lighter shade, maybe the Fair, to have more of a brightening effect instead of a concealed effect. But overall, I actually really like this product. While I'm this close, I might as well show you guys my mascara. So as you can see, it still looks super black. My eye makeup has stayed on really nicely, but can you see here how it's kind of smudged? That's what happened earlier, and I have it on this eye as well. So if that doesn't bother you, I mean, because behind the mascara you can't really see it that well once my eyes are shut and stuff. If that doesn't really bother you, I feel like this mascara actually did hold its curl very nicely and its voluminous properties, because I do feel like my lashes look super thick at the base. However, again, I would have to deduct points because I don't feel like it's a great lengthening mascara, because when I back up you can't really even see my lashes on camera, which is definitely disappointing. I do like the price point and I like the fact that the bristle is nice and big, but getting underneath the eyes, that big bristle was definitely giving me some shadow under there from it smudging a bit. So I actually went to walk and kind of sweat just a tiny bit because it's super hot outside, and it didn't smudge whatsoever. I don't have any smudging down here, maybe a little bit right there, but I don't have anything significant enough to deduct points for smudging. And then especially if you got the waterproof, that would be even better. So I give this a B+ because I do like the volumization overall. However, is that a word? Volumization? Whatever. You guys know, insert the correct word here. However, I would enjoy it to be more of a lengthening mascara. I think maybe if this was layered with the falsies or something, then it would be an awesome mascara, because then my eyelashes would touch my eyebrows. That's what I like. So yeah, overall, those are my thoughts on these 3 products. I put this back in the packaging so that I could see what it was going to look like. But overall, those are my thoughts. I hope that you guys enjoyed this first impression. I know that it was very similar to Itch Duty's time, but I love her videos and I love her first impressions. So again, I hope that you guys enjoyed that I kind of tagged along with her and copied what she did. And then I also threw in some Emily Noel in there too by rating these products on a scale of A's. So anyway, if you guys want to see any more first impressions from me, just let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys thought of this one, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!